All right, guys, what is going on? The Sacramento Kings came back and won this game tonight against the Golden State Warriors. Final score from the Golden One Center, 123 to 117. You know, this was a frustrating, weird game. The Kings were down as many as 17 points in this game. It did not look good at all, especially in the first half. Golden State Warriors made 14 three-pointers in the first half. Really alarming for the Kings defense to give up that many threes, especially in the first half. But in the second half, they made some adjustments. They got back in this game. This game would have not been won if it wasn't for Keon Ellis coming in and contributing with his defense abilities in the second half, and DeMar DeRozan taking over. DeMar DeRozan took over this game in the third quarter and got the Kings back in this game. If it wasn't for DeMar DeRozan, knowing that Malik Monk and De'Aaron Fox were both terrible tonight, DeMar DeRozan had 19 points in that third quarter. And if it wasn't for his performance tonight, the Kings probably would have got blown out tonight. Let's start off with the numbers with the starting five. Let's start off with DeRozan. Bona fide masterpiece game for DeRozan. 39 minutes tonight. He had 32 points. He had 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Golden State Warriors had 20 points as a team in the third quarter. DeRozan had 19 points by himself. He almost single-handedly outscored the Golden State Warriors by himself in that third quarter. That's how good DeMar DeRozan was in that third quarter. Keegan Murray, I thought he was solid, man. 34 minutes, he had 13 points, 3 boards, 1 assist. Keegan Murray's defense continues to be a strong point of his game so far this season. Knowing that offensively he didn't get in the 18 to 20 point percentile, but I could live with him getting those 13 points tonight, but his defense and chasing Stephen Curry around, I could live with that. Nights like this, you got to do that. You got to give it more on your defensive end than you have to be offensively. That's not to say he got terrible shots off. He had good looks, but I think his devoted time and his energy was mostly more on the defensive end tonight in particular, and that was chasing and guarding Stephen Curry, making it tough on Curry. Sabonis was just a monster. 39 minutes, he had 26 points, 18 rebounds, 3 assists. Don't even got to speak about Sabonis' game. He was amazing tonight, man. Malik Monk, despite his first half struggles, picked it up in the second half. Got it going. 38 minutes tonight, he had 20 points. He had 9 assists, and he had 4 rebounds. So aggressive Malik Monk for sure in the second half. De'Aaron Fox, in 36 minutes, he had 14 points, 5 boards, 5 assists. He overall had a terrible game. I think there was a point in the second half where you had to give Keon Ellis more minutes than what De'Aaron Fox was giving you tonight offensively. He was like, at one point, he was 1 for 10, but he made some big stops defensively towards the end of the game, and he made a big shot to pretty much put the Kings up by 6 points under a minute left in the game. So shout out to De'Aaron Fox. No matter how terrible and garbage he was tonight, he did come through when we needed him the most, and that was in the clutch time with his defensive play on the defensive end, and then him making that big shot, that jumper, over Santos from the Golden State Warriors, or the center that they have from the Warriors towards the end of the game. So shout out for De'Aaron Fox for showing up late in the game. Keon Ellis, 21 minutes, he had 8 points, he had 2 assists. Trey Lyles in 17 minutes, he had 7 points, 2 boards, 1 assist. Alex Len got 6 minutes tonight, he had 1 rebound, 1 assist. Kevin Huerter got 6 minutes tonight, he had 0 points. And Devin Carter got 4 minutes tonight. He had 3 points. So with tonight's win, the Sacramento Kings are now 23-20. They are 7th in the Western Conference, and they are only a game behind the Los Angeles Lakers for that 6th spot. And boy, what a turn of events! What a part of the season for the Sacramento Kings, man. They're now 10-2 under Doug Christie. A lot to like about, especially in the second half tonight in the fourth quarter. But there's plenty not to like about in this game, especially in the first half. I thought we played terrible in the first half. I thought under Doug Christie, the Kings haven't had a stinker yet. And tonight, unfortunately, may be a time for an all-time stinker under Coach Doug Christie. But maybe he heard my voice through my phone, or maybe he saw my tweet on X. He changed it up. The players actually played a lot better, and they got it going in the second half. And if it started out with DeMar DeRozan coming out swinging in the second half, I mean, guy was just on it. He was making threes. He was making his mid-range shots. He was making his free throws. Liz single-handedly brought the team back by himself, man, that third quarter. And then in the fourth quarter, he took over. Continued to take over with his couple corner threes and a couple of his middies. DeMar DeRozan's an automatic clip, man, when he's locked in and when he's got it going, man. And it's such a luxury to have that on your team, something that you haven't had, and somebody to have when Fox is off his game, when Monk is off his game, and when Sabonis is not the only one besides those guys that showed up. So shout out for Sabonis and shout out to DeMar DeRozan for coming through and just having a full-on good overall games throughout this one. And Malik Monk came up big time too. I mean, seriously, we had to get Fox and Monk going. Glad they came through in the second half, especially in particular in that fourth quarter. Glad Fox came down and came through in the clutch when we needed him the most. And most importantly, what I loved about tonight was multiple games this season, the Sacramento Kings have made free throws in the clutch down the stretch to put this game away. We saw it last week against the Houston Rockets, and now we saw it again tonight, a week later, against the Golden State Warriors. Down the stretch, made big shots. They got big defensive stops. But down the stretch, they made free throws when we needed it the most. So great to see that. Really showcasing that this Kings team is freaking clutch. They are they're continuing to win these types of games now, and they seriously wrap up this homestand undefeated. A really good homestand to wrap up. You now embark on a 6-game road trip, your longest road trip of the season, and your first stops tomorrow night in Denver against the Nuggets, a very damn good Nuggets basketball team. It's going to be tough. Second night of a back-to-back, knowing that I'm not using it as an excuse because that's just the way the schedule is, but it's your first stop on this road trip. It's going to be a tough game. You know, the elevation, the altitude of playing in Denver and getting in Denver once you're in Denver and, you know, going to the Denver Nuggets arena, the elevation you're going to be playing at. It's going to be a tough game. Tomorrow night's game is going to be a tough game, man. And I'm curious to see how this team's going to respond and how they're going to play tomorrow night because let's face it, the last game they played the Nuggets in Sacramento, they went down to the wire and they lost it in under a minute to play. And they had that game pretty much in control for the most part with 3 minutes to play, but they just coughed it up and they let it slip and out of their hands towards the end of the game. So I'm curious to see how this team responds tomorrow night in Denver, hoping that game sticks in their head and hoping that they remember that game and how they lost that game in Sac last time they played. But keep yourself in the game and give yourself a chance to win tomorrow night is all I'm saying. Hopefully it's not a blowout. Hopefully fatigue doesn't show from tonight's game because the Kings did have to put in a lot of effort and energy to get back in this game and win this game tonight. And I'm glad they did. But seriously, they should not be able to slip up like that, get down early on. As many as 17 points, they should not be doing that. Because if you do that tomorrow night, if you get down as many as double digits, it's going to be hard to come back against the Denver Nuggets basketball team because they are a really good basketball team. So with that being said, I want to hear from you guys. Let me know your guys' thoughts on tonight's game. Kings win the NorCal showdown against the Warriors tonight. They are now 2-0 against the Golden State Warriors on the season. Really good to see the beam lit. And that's going to do it for tonight's video. I really do appreciate you guys tuning in. Have yourself a great night. Take care. God bless. Keep pushing forward. I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.